So we're going to start by creating our activation menu. So your activation menu is kind of your on-ramp. And I would love, okay, so one of the goals, one of the components of LifeOS is creating your own activation menu. And so that would be your answer to the following. When I'm procrastinating or struggling to get started with a task, I will do one or more of the following. This is basically we are making a list of things that work for you to help you stop procrastinating. I probably should have phrased this better. I mean, I don't mean I'll do this in order to procrastinate. I mean more like, if I notice I'm procrastinating, what will I do that will help me out, if that makes sense, right? What will I do that will help me beat my procrastination tendencies? Or what will help me actually get started? It might be something like, for me, put on my favorite ambience playlist on YouTube. Greatest Studio Ghibli soundtracks. It's like, 2 hours long, or like Lord of the Rings ambience, or like Middle Earth. You can see how many of these videos I watch, or like more Lord of the Rings, or like Horizon Zero Dawn, or like World of Warcraft orchestral music. Basically, I freaking love putting on these like 2-3 hour long YouTube videos and just sort of playing the music through my noise cancelling headphones and sometimes even out loud. And it's such an incredible way of me focusing. And whenever I'm procrastinating, I'm like, I find it super helpful to kind of do that. That's what I mean by ambience playlists, for example. You might find it helpful to do a 3-minute breathing exercise to feel centered and alert. That's an exercise. I do various breathing exercises with my CEO coach before our sessions. That's always very helpful. You might find it useful to tackle a super easy admin task first to get yourself into the mood. You might find it useful to use VoicePal to talk about your plan for whatever you want to work on. I find that helpful myself. You might like to join a Focus Lab Zoom co-working session for accountability. I do that myself from time to time. You might like to change your location. I often find that if I'm really struggling to focus, if I'm really procrastinating, going to the local coffee shop downstairs next to my building actually works wonders for my focus. The idea is that you want to create your own activation menu. What are the things that personally help you as it relates to your struggle with procrastination? Now, I'm going to put a little timer on for like 1.5 minutes. Can I put a timer on? Okay, I'm going to time 1.5 minutes. And we're going to do a little interactive exercise, solo exercise, where you open up an Apple Note or a Google Keep or a physical pen and paper and just jot down what are some of the things on your own activation menu. Maybe you might do it on a Post-it note that you have up. Because essentially, the commonest issue that we had when we did our survey was people are struggling with procrastination. If you create your own activation menu, your own on-ramp, your own list of things that you know help you beat procrastination, then in those moments where you're procrastinating, you can just look at it and you can just pick one of those things to do. It's useful to write this down. It's useful to put it on a menu because if you don't write it down while you're procrastinating, procrastination tends to be an emotional problem. It's so easy for us to forget what actually works for us. So I'm going to time about 90 seconds. I'm going to put some music on. So what I would encourage you to do is, with your activation menu, have it written down, have it in a place where it's visible to you, so that next time you struggle with procrastination, which like most of you do, most of us do, because everyone does, it's worth keeping in mind what are the things that really help you as it relates to your own, what's your own activation menu. It's going to be things that are personal to everyone. For me, these are some of the things that really work for me.